Hi there, this is Coach Scott. Welcome to PN Coaching for the men's group for 2018-2019. I'm super excited you're here. I did just read through the intake questionnaire that you provided and have spent some time really getting to know you, and I'm going to continue to do that in the coming days and weeks. And I'm really looking forward to a great program together. I did want to take a minute to just kind of put together a quick little presentation that kind of gives you an idea of what you got yourself into and kind of what your journey is going to look like. And then just some things really to expect. So here we go. Each day you're going to get a message that is going to give you your habit card and your lesson card. The habit will be what we're working on for that 2-week time period, and habits do last about 2 weeks. Your first habit is going to be making time. And really all you need to do is just log in, read your habit card each day just to kind of review the topic at hand, and really just continue to do the best you can to practice. Your other daily portal card will be your lesson card, and these will be the light blue cards, as you can see here. And all we ask is that you do your best you can to read through at least one lesson each day, and really use it to kind of bridge the gap, act as the glue, so to speak, between the habits, the nutrition practices overall, and the lessons really do a great job of kind of tying the program together. So do your best with these. If you ever need any help, just let me know. From there, what is probably going to be the biggest barrier for most of us out there? Making time. We're already busy with life, with work, with families, and so on and so forth. And this is probably the most important habit of the entire program. We're going to kick off the program with this habit of making time. And it's also the most difficult habit for most people, but it's also one of the most important, in that if you're not able to make time for your PN coaching studies, it's really going to make the rest of the journey very, very difficult. And don't be surprised if you do have ups and downs with this. That's what my coaching team and I are here for. That's what the program is here for. And and you'll improve as the program goes on. But what we do ask is that you do just the best you can each and every day to set aside any time that you have for reading your lessons, practicing your habits, and so on and so forth. And again, don't ever hesitate to reach out if you need help. But I'm pretty confident we'll get you feeling more comfortable here pretty fast. Step 2, we'll talk about how to eat. We'll spend the first couple weeks of the program working on this. This will entail sort of when to eat, why to eat, as well as how to eat. And obviously, just like with exercise, how much you eat and how you eat has a big role in the big picture in terms of the nutrition process itself. And obviously, how you eat is going to really help control what you eat as well. Step 3, well, after we talk about how to eat and we really kind of master that progression, we'll talk about what to eat and spend some time, a pretty decent amount of time, on the aspect of what a meal should look like, what a plate should look like, and how you'll begin putting those meals together. And this is often a pretty big topic of discussion and challenge for many guys coming in right off the bat. And I'm pretty confident within the early part of the program, you're going to hopefully feel much more comfortable and much more settled in this area. Okay, but we've broken it down into very simple, sustainable habits that build upon each other, so you'll get plenty of practice. Then from there, once we finish the what to eat piece of the program, we'll start tying that all in together in terms of the lifestyle-related habits, or what happens between our meals and when we're not eating. So think of the rest of your day: stress, sleep, even more efforts on time management, recovery, and so on and so forth. And the nutrition habits take time. So while we're working on the food and the nutrition piece, we'll have the opportunity to dial in the things that happen when we're not eating, like I just touched on, and really practice on those. And the good news is that whether we're talking about the lifestyle-related habits or the nutrition-related habits, they're revisited and reviewed repeatedly, so you really have an opportunity to revisit them from different angles, from different perspectives, from different points of view, and to get as much practice as you can. Okay. The workouts. In short, your workout came from feedback that you provided in your intake questionnaire that, again, I just was reading over prior to sending you this message. And it's definitely not random, and it was based on the feedback that you provided to us and was built based on some of the goals, challenges, and aspirations and expectations you have around your training program that you provided us with earlier. A couple of things I do want to do want to point out rather is that hard doesn't necessarily equal more effective. More exercise doesn't necessarily equal more effective. More intense doesn't necessarily equal more effective. And often we'll find that less is more, and we'll talk about that in the second semester of the program to some degree. But again, harder doesn't necessarily equal better, more effective, and more volume or more training or more exercises doesn't necessarily equal improved results or better either. And the good news is that the body adapts to a new stimulus, so even it doesn't matter how hard we go, it's only going to work for a certain amount of time, and if we don't address that, then obviously it's going to result in progress and adaptation stalling out. And again, we'll talk about that a lot as we go. Workouts 101, the how. We play the long game here at PN Coaching, whether we're talking about nutrition, behavior modification, or in this case, workouts and training. So we're going to spend a lot of time laying a foundation for movement, movement quality, quality range of motion, building your endurance and your work capacity, your strength, and your just comfort with overall the exercises that we're going to be using. Every phase lasts 4 weeks, and typically can range from anywhere from 4 to 6 training days a week of different types. And each week obviously gives the opportunity to build on that previous week in terms of little small improvements. But over time, we'll slowly increase difficulty, not only from week to week, but phase to phase. We'll address weak areas, and we'll shift the focus and the goal of each training block to keep your body continually getting fit and also to keep things kind of fresh and new for you. From there, and really the 2 topics related to the program are workouts and our habits, whether it's nutrition or our lifestyle related habits. That's really where the magic happens. And whether we're talking physically or mentally, emotionally, psychologically, we're going to be seeking to provide constant stimulus for your body and your mind to adapt. And we're going to really see changes over time as a result in both areas. And the beauty of it is, like I said, we take the long game here at PN. So there's going to be small, steady information flow, small, steady changes, small, steady lessons that aren't going to be overwhelming physically or mentally. And like I said, everything really builds upon itself. So you're always going to get an opportunity to revisit a certain idea, a certain habit, a certain perspective, a certain lesson, etc., and get your reps and get your practice in that way. And at the end of the day, what you're looking at on this slide, it was what matters most, the workouts and the habits themselves. And we're going to continue to work with you on providing clarity with what is important in this whole nutrition and fitness thing versus what isn't so much, okay? And always reach out with any questions in that area or any others. The lessons, why they matter. So like I said, remember one of the things that you'll get every day is a lesson card. The lessons are where the greatest potential for growth and change is located. I'm going to spend a little bit of time on this slide. You're probably here because you have an idea of what to do. You know what to do. Your gut tells you what to do. Maybe you've had a coach or a trainer tell you what to do in the past. Maybe you've read what to do, but you've had a lot of trouble translating what you're doing or knowing what you're doing or what you should be doing to actually taking action and doing it. And that's a lot of what the lessons and the coaching in the program does is we're going to work with you on understanding and overcoming why this happens and give you some tools and perspectives to kind of really help you take that next step and take action versus to take action or to do versus just knowing or knowing you should do something. And lastly, we'll reinforce, again, the big rocks, the most important aspects of this whole nutrition and fitness journey, and we'll also spend some time dispelling some of the things that really don't matter so much. We'll dispel common myths and confusion around nutrition and exercise and make it very simple in terms of, again, what's important and what isn't. And before I go here, the lessons will also have, some of them will have a text field. So anytime you see a lesson with a text field, that's going to be an opportunity to provide some feedback, some self-introspection, to respond to the topic of the lesson. Try to take some time to fill that out. It usually doesn't take long at all. And this is going to be where a lot of the coaching from my perspective is going to come in. Your feedback to those lessons really gives me an idea of where your head is in certain areas of the program. And it's going to really assist me in coaching you and making your journey that much more beneficial for you and really to help you grow on the numerous levels that I've touched on already, okay? Why 12 months? Well, in short, it takes time to build permanent habits. It takes time to undo past quote unquote bad habits, misconceptions, to get rid of misinformation and so on and so forth. But the major thing is that you're going to have the opportunity to refine and refocus on the habits that you struggle with or fall off on. You're going to have an opportunity to get all the reps and time you need to really practice some of those items that matter most, whether we're talking about the nutrition or the training side of things. And probably most importantly, the year gives us the opportunity to experience the ups and downs that are inevitable. There's going to be the good times and there's going to be the not so good times. And it gives the opportunity to build up that resilience and experience both ends of that proverbial equation and get help there as well. And that's, again, where the coaching team comes in, where the lessons come into play, and where some of the additional extracurricular tools like videos and webinars that I will provide will come into play as well. So, I'll tell you what, we're here to really invest in you. We're here to, really give you the opportunity to commit to the program. We're here to commit to you, and I'm really looking forward to and hoping that you're able to give yourself that same opportunity as well. And like I said, I'm really looking forward to working with you and getting started this year. So from there, welcome to the program again. And, it's going to be fun. I'm really looking forward to working with you, and your coaching team and myself will be in touch very, very shortly. Thanks again, man, and welcome.